We have two clairvoyants in the studio. They know already the winning song, so you can't enter. Neither of you are allowed to enter. Let's get that out of the way first. Brendan O'Callaghan, you're welcome. And Una Power, you're also very welcome. You're both no strangers to television and radio. You've done all this sort of thing before. But I must ask you, from just to start out, people wonder, what does being a clairvoyant mean? You know, what makes you think, either of you, that you can see things that the rest of us can't? Because that is exactly, it's past, present and future. You see things we don't see. Isn't that the theory?
That's it. Well, it's the practice as
well. The practice, yeah.
Yes, because, well, for me, clairvoyance, it's a biological ability. I use my 5 senses, and I've also developed my 6th sense, starting off with intuition. You know, people who work, say, behind a bar or in a shop or, say, checking tickets on a train, they develop this too about people. So you just take it from there, really. That's what I've done.
But the feeling that you could be a clairvoyant came when you were very young, about 5 years of age.
Yes.
How do you know at 5 years of age that you're clairvoyant? Did something happen?
Yes, well, my godfather, who was a merchant seaman, came to see us in Bristol, and when he was leaving, I ran out after him to say another goodbye, and my mother asked me why I did that, and I said we won't ever see him again, and he was drowned the following week. But I didn't realise then that that was anything special.
Somebody else in the house did.
But do you think we all have a 6th sense and we just need to develop it, and some people choose to develop it?
Yes, yes, I do.
I mean, because we've all had flashes of inspiration.
Yeah.
Well, no, afterwards, like, we think, oh, well, gosh, that was a funny feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
or you can be thinking about somebody all day, and then they ring in the evening. And parents very often get it about their children as well. They get a real feeling that they've been up to something, or that something is wrong or right.
Would we not call that a sixth sense or something?
Yes, yes.
But it's not really clairvoyancy, you know, that's just maybe getting wise to them.
That's copying on to what they're like.
Clairvoyance is about you're seeing. It's about having the ability to be able to see clearly in situations. Most are working with a minimum number of senses, whereas a clairvoyant tends to work definitely with a 6th sense, with the additional sense, and see things that normally people aren't open to see, though they do exist.
Yeah. You claim to have had paranormal experiences.
A lot of them, yes.
Yeah. Now, what does that mean? You see, no, but I mean, to somebody outside, they think, what on earth is that all about? What is it mean?
You might call them paranormal, I call them normal experiences.
Fair enough, all right. But
what people tend to do is they tend to close themselves off to normal living. Paranormally.
All right, but does paranormal experience mean that you can talk to somebody from beyond the grave? Is that what it actually means?
That's one of the facilities. Now, if I can explain, one of the reasons how I came into it was through Una. In fact, we discovered as we were talking about it. It's funny. It's
so you do know each other.
A happy situation.
These clairvoyants stick together.
It's a happy situation. But certainly, Una brought me into an awareness of things that I was reluctant to be aware of, but realised that I was. For example, that there's a book there on the table in front of you, which Una told me years and years ago, it must have been about 15 years ago, that I was going to write. So this is the evidence of Una.
How do you mean she told you you were going to write it?
Well, she told me I had trouble writing a letter.
Yeah.
But Una said you're going to write not one book, but many books.
But that could be planting a seed. That could be just planting a seed in someone's mind, and then they could say, well, you know, okay, I'm going to write a book, and maybe you could. I mean, that's not necessarily a position.
It's in your palm lines. There are certain palm lines which indicate if you have creative ability, and then there's certain card combinations which show if you're actually going to do that.
But what about the criticism that clairvoyants maybe prey on people's insecurities and the fact that all of us want to be told things? I mean, human nature wants to know the future. You want to know what's going to happen. You need reassurance. Do you not feel that that is a very dangerous side to it?
No, look at the other side of it. If you look at it from the other way, this is the criticism you say, but if you look at it in a positive way, is the reason why clairvoyants are there is for people who are in that situation to come along and be relieved from that situation, not be further put into it.
If somebody
if somebody is sick, they go to a doctor because the doctor's there. The doctor doesn't pray in his patients.
Brendan, can I take this down to basics? Paranormal experiences, are you saying that you can talk to people beyond the grave? It's a thing that I'm kind of curious about.
I get a lot of communications every day from people who are still living in the spirit world.
All right.
How do they manifest themselves?
What do they say to
you? They tell me
I'm
things.
really curious about it.
I don't get those experiences.
You don't get them.
And I don't,
what have they told you?
Well, in the first place, the reason why somebody comes to me initially is because of the fact that they've been asking a lot of questions about the person who would be in the next world.
Okay.
And they're looking for reassurance of this.
Yes.
When they come along, they get an identification of who this person is. First of all, to show that I know who they are, because I'm seeing somebody maybe adjusting the crease in their trousers or whatever it happens to be. And as the reassurance becomes more comfortable for the person that this is their deceased partner or friend or whoever it happens to be, then the content of why they would still need them in their lives begins to become obvious as well. And they will turn around and they will say, well, okay, I know you're worried about this, that or the other, and this is the ways it will work out for you, and it's fine. If you leave that alone, then I'll look after that
Brendan,
for you.
wait a second now. I can't. I have a real problem with that, you see, because I mean, has someone told you it's sunny on the other side, for example? Because no, seriously.
Yeah,
because this is what we want to know. Is there another side? You say there is. Both of you would believe firmly that there is another side.
I believe in heaven.
Yeah.
You believe in heaven?
I believe that when we die, our soul goes to heaven.
Yeah, the biggest difficulty we have, Marty, is the fact that the program isn't long enough to begin to work.
Oh, I know that,
okay.
but it's a
yes,
straight
it does
question.
exist,
Like,
and
if
it's
you
a
believe
very
in
practical place as well.
So there is
Very
another
real.
side.
Yes.
Is it a sunny place?
Yes.
Do people eat food?
But there's no way, we've no way of checking up that you're right.
No.
So it is sunny, people eat food. So do people do things that we do?
Yes, we do things that they do too.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Are they like us? Are they as we are today?
Okay, well, why should we change that radically? If you heard some of these cases of near-death experience when they've gone, they've met a relative in the spirit world before they've been told to come back into the body again, that person appears to them as they remember the person to be.
But that could be like dreaming.
Yeah.
It could be, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean...
But what's so different about dreaming? Maybe dreaming is communication with those who are in the spirit too.
No, because people come to you as clairvoyants and think that you really can see into another dimension.
I really can, otherwise they wouldn't be coming to me.
But if somebody came
or
in...
they want to believe that you can.
If somebody came into you
well,
and
you... they work away with the evidence in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because what happens is that the information is given to them, and I tape it for them so they can go away and have a look at it again.
But isn't that the point?
Well, it
there
depends
is no
what
evidence.
religion you're brought up in. I was born and brought up, and I'm a practicing Catholic.
Right.
So as a
There's
Catholic,
no conflict.
None whatsoever. I happen to believe that when I die, my soul will go to heaven, and I therefore
I would like to believe it
But
too.
we're told that heaven is a state, it's not necessarily a place. I mean, you're talking about
It depends.
It's a place.
Yes.
Oh, I'm saying my soul will go somewhere. My soul is an intangible
Well, listen,
thing.
Brendan says the people on the other side are like us and that they eat food. Do you believe people...
I don't know how they eat
No, I said they don't eat food.
They're lovely cornflakes.
Can you tell us
They
what...
spirit well to check them out.
No, but do you believe that they are?
Food, Marty.
Do
That's what I said.
do
They
clairvoyants
don't eat food.
do clairvoyants fall out? I mean, would you disagree with Brendan?
We won't fall out on television.
Go on.
We
That's
might
the
fall
best
out.
place. No, fall out on TV. It's the best.
But if someone came along to you and you could see, you could see that they were going to die, would you tell them?
Well, we're all going to die.
Well, I mean,
Annie, we're all going to die.
Of some serious accident.
But you see,
within a short
we would
space of
work
time.
very differently. I would look at your palms, and then I would lay out your cards, and I would tell you
Brendan doesn't use
if you were
cards.
going to an interview, I would tend to be much more practical in my approach.
Yeah.
So if you were going for an interview, if you were going to get the job, or if there was a promotion coming up that you were most likely to get, or if you were going to, say, a house sale was going to fall through at the last minute, I mean, my concerns, people would come to me just for ordinary practical things. I don't have to tell somebody they're going to die. Of course everyone's going to die. But I certainly wouldn't begin a reading frightening and terrorising anybody.
No, but everyone's going to die, but people, you know, am I going to die in a car crash? Am I going to, you know...
Oh, heavens, that's silly.
So
but
what,
you know the way people are.
Would you?
No, I don't want it. Oh, good heavens,
so
no.
what way
But
would you
people
work,
do.
Brendan?
Well, see, the thing is that like Una, I don't have this preoccupation with looking for the bad things in people's lives. Rather, what we do is we look to see what will take them into a happier state of living, not into a sadder state of dying or anything like that. But again, the way the philosophy works is that there is no fear around death at the time as it happens. Only the fear that's been put in by bigotry or any form of preconditioning of this life.
But we're all afraid
I
of it,
don't
though.
use...
I
well,
don't find
not
that people
necessarily.
have a
No.
preoccupation. If somebody's coming to me, they might be much more concerned to know if a relationship's going to work out, or if somebody really loves them or is being unfaithful to them. So they certainly don't come and want to be bored or frightened by talking about death.
They want to know
It's
about
more
family,
ordinary.
money,
but
health.
yes.
Yeah, it's not all... The fact that it's a facility for spirit to communicate through as well is okay.
No, it's
but
just,
it is mostly...
But you must understand where I'm coming from on this one, right?
Yes.
I've never met anyone who said to me that they had talked to the other side, okay? Now, that might be just me being cynical. Whatever
but
it
you
is...
see-
All
it
right,
might
let's be great mystics. You will die.
No, I think I figured out
You're
what
not
it
unique in
is.
that either, Marty. You're not
you know
unique in that either. I think a lot of people come along exactly that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So by asking you the question, what do people do on the other side? It just strikes me as bizarre that you can tell me that this is the way it is on the other side, because I have a great difficulty accepting that.
Okay, well, the thing is...
Well, there have been people who've had near-death
no one's going to contradict you,
experiences
you see,
and said it was
But you
absolutely
see, the thing
wonderful.
is that, sorry, the thing,
Sorry,
Marty, is that we're all talking about you. The thing about it, Marty, is, one of the best ways and the most perfect ways of getting this understanding is to experience it yourself. Now, one of the ways you can do that is that you can...
to die?
Well, you can also meditate.
Thank you for
far
that.
easier, you know. You can meditate and allow your consciousness to go into other realms, if you understand. And in the meditation, we do workshops and we do meditation groups and this sort of thing that allow people to do this. They also begin to experience their guardian angels in their lives, their spirit guides in their lives, in a very tangible way. It can't remain a mystery anymore if you're prepared to. And the best way to deal with your own personal skepticism, which is the way I dealt with it, is go and find out for yourself. And then the proof's with you. Then you know.
Oh, now, can I ask you, you've been asked to help find the missing girl, Adrian Byrne, from Thai. Now, we have a picture over here. When people come to you and ask you to help find her, are they looking for information, are they looking for a decisive answer, or are they just saying, tell me what the story is? What are they saying to you?
Can we talk generally?
Please do. I'm just showing her to remind our viewers of Adrian, because we had her sister and her workmate with us.
And that's a very clear picture. I mean, she's got sort of reddish curly hair.
That's right, that's why I'm showing that. Yes, let's talk generally in terms of
rather than say about a specific
Have you
person.
found somebody? Have you been able to find people?
I have been able to find people.
Yeah.
The first thing, though, when a person wants to know when they're looking for a missing person, a psychic, don't forget, is the end of the line. They've tried everything else. They want to know, is the person alive or not?
Right.
So once we've established that, and sometimes...
And will you tell them that?
Yes.
You will. All right. It's a long discussion we'd need for this. I think Brendan's right, but it's a huge and deep one and meaningful one. Thank you, Una, for coming in.
Thanks,
and thank you, Brendan. Thank you both for coming in here today.